The following is a fan film-based video review under fair use. Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, Dragon Ball Super, and Dragon Ball Evolution are all owned by Funimation, Toei Animation, Fugi TV, Sueshia, 20th Century Fox, Sony Entertainment, and Akira Toriyama. Please support the official release.
Well, we made it. It was nice of Mr. Satan to hold this special tournament.
Well, it is a tournament after all, so we couldn't resist passing it off.
Alright, last call up is... excuse me, sir. Do you have a name? Because you didn't fill out a form.
I go by no name here. But if you must, put me under anonymous.
Very well then, Anonymous. Go right up ahead to the punching board.
Just put me under the strongest compartments.
Of course. Hey guys, what's up? It's BigJackFilms here, and welcome to another review. And this is it. We finally did it. It took us long enough, but we finally did it. We are celebrating the 100th episode! Hallelujah! Man, 100 episodes. It's hard to believe how long it took to get to this point. As a matter of fact, it's not just 100 episodes we're celebrating this year, but it's also the 10th anniversary of me actually doing movie reviews. Hey guys, this is BigJackFilms talking. Okay, those might be 10 years old, but it's still worth celebrating. And for the 100th episode, we're going to be going back 20 years to celebrate the 30th anniversary of one of my all-time favorite anime, simply known as Dragon Ball Z. Arguably one of the greatest animes of all time and of the pop culture history, Dragon Ball Z flew into American shores back in the mid-90s and took the world by storm. The premise is kind of complicated. It's the story of a Superman-esque character named Son Goku, who goes on many adventures with his vast amount of friends, while also battling in an alien, god, and legendary war over the mystical 7 Dragon Balls. When once gathered, will summon the powerful dragon Shenron that can grant 1 to 3 wishes, while also taking 20 to 30 episodes to power up, fight, and enough filler to make it almost 600 episodes and counting, not to mention 22 movies.
Wow, Brennan, how many movies did we make?
Thousands, Melissa. Thousands.
I was first introduced to the anime thanks no doubt to Sailor Moon on YTV, and while that show is deserving of its own retrospective, it does deserve mention as my introduction to anime. The first thing I ever saw, actually, was the original Dragon Ball series, most notably during the arcs with Emperor Pilaf. It didn't leave much of an impact, but more as a passing time waiting for Beast Wars to start. But it wasn't until I moved to Milwaukee, Wisconsin that anime became more of a hobby and pastime thanks to Cartoon Network's block, Toonami. And sure, while there were several other animes that came and went, like Ronin Warriors, Yu Yu Hakusho, and Tenchi Muyo, it wasn't until the Ginyu Saga dubbed by Funimation that Dragon Ball Z started catching my interest, and when the entire Frieza saga aired, I was hooked, tuning in every afternoon to see the outcome of Goku's continuous battles with the tyrannical Frieza. Hell, when the Frieza saga aired, it had some of the largest ratings that year, beating out the top television program of that time, Survivor. Yeah, so you can imagine how the ratings board took this into consideration.
Survivor, Trump spoken.
After watching the entire Frieza saga on television, but sadly not seeing the finale until buying the VHS, which by the way, remember when JBVO abridged it for those who missed it?
Okay, now back on Earth, those Namex dudes are recuperating. There's that guru guy. Oh, yeah.
Dragon Ball Z became one of my biggest fandoms. I ended up buying a vast amount of merchandise, including action figures, costumes, magazines, and my most expensive buys, the VHSs. I actually saved a lot of my pocket money to buy the entire 10-tape Frieza saga. Not only were the toys allowing a great array of playtime, but also role-playing. Hell, if you look at this old photo, Goku was essentially my first cosplay. And on top of that, I looked up to the character himself. I always wanted to be him, and as a man of detail, I even remembering buying several orange and blue t-shirts and pants and creating a vast amount of costumes he wore all the way down to the battle-damaged costumes. It was basically my first learning curve in the continuity of costume design.
Wardrobe is an important way of setting the emotional scene for a movie. The costume departments made sure that the smallest detail is never overlooked.
As a kid, the highlight of the show was the vast amount of fight scenes, and for me, loving any style of hand-to-hand combat, I would end up watching the tapes over and over to get down the moves in each strike. The fight with Frieza ultimately became my physical workout every day, and as time went on, I tuned in every time the show aired, getting all the way to the frickin' Buu saga. Until I had to move back to Canada and watch the Ocean dub.
Why should I care? Wake up! Majin Buu's eaten everyone we care about, even Bulma.
Ocean man, take me by the hand, lead me to the land that you understand.
Boy, that was confusing at the time. Anyway, while the action played a big part in the show, the one thing that kept me coming back to Dragon Ball was, of course, the characters. Probably one of Dragon Ball Z's biggest accomplishments was the characters. From the main heroes to the iconic villains and even the side characters, all of them are incredibly memorable and enjoyable. From the vast amount of people in the series from all shapes and sizes, all of them had great personalities and you can get emotionally invested in them. You also want to root for them to succeed and make it out of the dangers alive. You obviously had Goku, of course, but there was also Gohan, Krillin, Tien, Trunks, Bulma, Master Roshi, King Kai.
The list is almost endless.
Even the villains like Cell and Majin Buu are probably some of the most iconic villains in anime. Hell, Frieza is the anime equivalent of the Joker. Actually, seeing those two in a conversation would be fucking awesome.
Gasp! Can it be?
Hello, my name is Frieza.
So, what's an old-timer like you want with a two-timer like me?
Well, you see, I was just in the area and I thought this would be a delightful place for a summer home. What the f*** do you think I'm here for?
I sense we are kindred spirits, you and I. Oh, there are differences to be sure. Like hair. But underneath it all, we are both entrepreneurs, men of vision. We see an opportunity, we grab it. Am I right? But you too have an overgrown bully in long underwear. Besides, I've read up on your flyboy. I know his weakness.
Ah, very good. It's nice to see there's still somebody I can rely on.
That's it. That's what I want to see. A nice big smile.
And as you can imagine, this series was a huge hit when it came to American shores, and for eons it was 20th Century Fox who owned the movie rights to the series. Ever since the show's popularity, I remember having countless conversations with schoolmates about the possibilities of a live-action adaptation and how it could spin into a franchise as big as something like Star Wars. Hell, even magazines were talking about it with freaking casting choices. It seemed like the perfect series to make money for Hollywood. But by the time the project was green-lighted and production began, it immediately became a downward spiral of poor choices and an overlooking downfall. However, I've dragged this out long enough, and for the 100th episode, it's time we take a look at a film that has been despised by fans. A movie that makes Batman and Robin look like the Dark Knight, and is said to be the birth and death of the live-action anime adaptations. And thankfully, I managed to obtain a copy via anonymous fan mail. Thanks a lot, asshole. I am of course talking about the less caring and effortless production simply known as Dragonball Evolution. This film has now gone into legends on how fucking horrendous it is, saying it not only killed the chance of a good live-action Dragon Ball movie, but killed the live-action anime genre in Hollywood as a whole. And then fully broken by the same studio 10 years later with Alita Battle Angel. And this was the first Hollywood adaptation to try it, which followed with several other adaptations biting the dust due to the haunting memory of this one film. Yeah! That bad, people! As much as it is a big piece of dead Yamcha crap, what is it about this film that pisses people off so much? And on top of that, despite all the anger, all the rage, all the hatred as us fans have to this one film, is there anything that's redeemable about it? I pray to God I'm wrong. But considering it's the 100th episode and the 10th anniversary, not to mention this was my first movie review back in 2009, having seen it twice in theaters.
My God, that poor man.
Let's see if there's any redeeming qualities to this film, or if they fucked it up entirely. This is Dragon Ball Evolution.
Yes. All goes according to plan. For once you view that DVD, you unleash unspeakable evil upon your world. One that which was created by the design of a brilliant scientist.
I get it!
So the story starts off with a how to make a generic prophecy prologue 101 as it tells the tale of the ancient evil known as Piccolo. Not Demon King Piccolo. Just Piccolo. In this case, he's as threatening as a fireworks brand. As it turns out, he was imprisoned by a group of monks in a magical enchantment along with his beastly sidekick, Ozaru. Wait, Ozaru? As in Saiyan Ozaru? Are you freaking serious? We're not even a minute in and they've already fucked up on the original source material! Demon King Piccolo never had an Ozaru as a henchman! Hell, he didn't even know what an Ozaru was until Gohan transformed into Saiyan Saga! Did you even watch a single episode of the show movie?
Burn it all, come on. The safe, get the filing cabinets, get it all. So after that bullshit backstory, the movie begins with a young man named Goku, played by Justin Chatwin, who looks like he just smoked a fuck ton of sensu beans, who has spent his years training with his grandpa Gohan in martial arts and learning the energy technique known as Ki, which allows you to harness your energy to create a massive blast and wipe out anything with a single phrase. I mean, come on guys, as kids, we all tried to unleash our Ki with Gohan.
I'll do it slowly. That way, you can watch me better. The first thing you have to do is make yourself completely calm. Then you listen. Listen to the center of your body until you start to feel a pull.
Center pull.
Then...
Is this gonna be on the test? Whoa!
You just bring it out.
Like this.
Right. Now you try.
Completely calm. Feel a pull. And... Spark like a fire, spark like a fire. This should be like goddamn fire. Is it like the genie where I have to make 3 wishes? Like, Hadouken! Sonic boom! Meteor magic! Jupiter thunder crash! Wolf fang fist! For God's sakes! Wind scar! Makasama!
Remember, from the center.
Okay, shush! I will handle this! Thanos snap! Don't work either. Use the force. I am not You shall not pass! Do it! And do it! Do it, you bitch! Bitch! You know what, Gohan? I got nothing. Wait, didn't you say the first thing I gotta do is keep myself completely calm?
You've got to relax your muscles. You're never gonna bring it out if you're all tensed up like that.
Alright, fuck it. Well, if you'll excuse me, Gohan, I'm going to take a 5-minute break to get the proper accommodations. You know what? Sense of being weed? Not bad.
Disclaimer, BigJackFilms in no way, shape, or form is sponsored by marijuana use under the age of 18. Please note that this joke was made for satirical purposes, and given the setup for this skit, we simply couldn't find a way to avoid this joke. Yes, marijuana is 100% legal in Canada, but there's still laws and rules to apply to it. Once again, if you're under the age of 18, please do not smoke marijuana. Or at least please smoke responsibly with a parent or guardian. Most notably your father. Please, for the love of God, parents, do not sue us. I mean, for God's sake, since 2013, this show has been showing nothing but violence, coarse language, nudity, sexual themes, alcohol use. So what's a little marijuana drug joke gonna do? You will not be seeing this type of joke ever again. Hopefully.
But Goku, being a Michael Bay-written teenager, is more concerned with being normal and wanting to fit in, so Gohan gives him a special gift.
Happy birthday.
It's one of my kidney stones. No, it's one of the 7 mystical Dragon Balls that if collecting 7 of them will grant 1 perfect wish.
Well, okay, that's one thing they actually managed to get right from the original source material. Maybe this won't be so bad after all. What's going on here? Why do I suddenly have a bunch of clocks in my room? Excuse me. Yeah, hey, what's up?
Are those my clocks I hear?
Yeah, I'm 3 minutes in.
Perfect. I smell it worked.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that the movie is about to do a generic teen movie cliche from the 80s?
Precisely.
Damn! Goku's late for school!
Yep, you heard it right. Goku goes to school. A cliche that's never been done a billion times before. Except these.
No, movie, that's not Goku at all!
In the original manga and anime, Goku was a man always looking for a challenge, not only to fight, but to improve and learn in his training. He also shares the same origins of Superman. A newborn child is sent to Earth after his planet is destroyed, raised by an elderly man, and fights off enemies from his home world. He was strong and full of himself, which is part of his Saiyan pride. But like the Man of Steel, he also had a heart in defending the Earth and its people along with his close friends. This Goku, on the other hand, is a whiny kid who has unknown superpowers, wants to use it to beat up bullies and date the only hot chick in school, and has his father figure die while he does something stupid. So basically, he's not Japanese Superman, he's fucking Spider-Man! That's the wrong inspired superhero! The studio clearly did not look into anything that that inspired this character, and even if they did realize he was the Japanese Superman, they probably thought he wasn't hip enough for the tweenie crowd, so they went with the most recent superhero that kids looked up to!
Over here, Uncle Ben.
Here.
Yeah, isn't that the characteristics of the strongest fighter in the universe?
What, clown? Are you feeling angry, humiliated? Is that it?
Now granted, if I'm gonna give one of the few positive things about the film, is that while he doesn't have the personality of the character, visually, Justin Chatwin actually looks like the part of a live-action Hollywood version of Son Goku. Hear me out. Now I know what you're thinking, he should have been Asian or Japanese to be a proper adaptation. But remember guys, Goku isn't human, he's an alien, and in that sense it's open to interpretation. Even when early promotion on the film was happening, and looking at him in the classic gi, I saw a live-action Goku. So I will give a pass to Chatwin that visually he looks the part. But if written better, could have been a damn good Goku. And even with a shitty script, he is trying to give a good performance.
Beauty awaits.
The real Goku, however, would probably have much more confidence, though.
It's time to turn our focus to the second match in this exciting tournament. Goku, who nearly won the last championship match, an unexpected challenger whose name is being withheld by request. This fighter proved in the preliminaries he can hold it against the boys. To accommodate the fighter's unusual request, we will refer to as Anonymous throughout this match.
I'm impressed. You sure do have some incredible strength in you. You knocked out Piccolo and Krillin with only a slight touch.
Your green friend was wary of my power. He left me no choice but to leave him silent for the rest of the game. Which leads me to you, Goku.
So you know who I am. You wouldn't have to be a friend of any of my past foes.
Not at all. Where I come from, Goku, you are truly a legend. Many whom I know look to you as inspiration to become the best in physical strength.
I never figured myself as a symbol. I just trained my hardest to defend my home.
And yet, here you are, ready to take on the most unexpected of opponents. Let me warn you, Goku, that I am not here to destroy this world like most of whom you faced. I only wish for a fair fight to win the prize money, nothing more. But please, let's not stand on ceremony here. Do not feel like you need to hold back. I want to see your full power to know what I am up against. I've heard word in recent years that you have gained far more greater powers. Feel free to share them with me, for I seek guidance from the best fighters in the universe.
You seem confident just for a man. Alright, if it'll give you that confidence to fight, I'll show you my full power. Check this out!
Impressive. Most impressive. You truly are one of the most powerful fighters in existence.
Does this satisfy you, my friend? This is what's known as a Super Saiyan. You won't find anything stronger than this. I've used my other forms, but I'm still trying to tap into it. Not to mention it's hard for the planet to handle it.
Then you better not disappoint. Let's do this! Peace has cost you your strength. Victory has defeated you. Energy keys are deception to the uninitiated. You still fight like a young man, with nothing held back. No reserves. Admirable, but mistaken. You are truly a powerful opponent. One of the best I've ever faced. But ultimately, my friend, you will have to stand down. Or I will have to break you. Hopefully the next opponent will be gratefully accepted. We will need it.
No! I won't lose!
Such a shame. I was wondering what would break first. Your spirit? Oh, your body!
Oh no! Goku has been knocked out to Anonymous!
But aside from the Spider-Man characteristics, on top of that, this movie's got all the basic high school movie tropes, including bullies, boring classes, and Goku wanting to hang out with the hottest chick in the class, Chi-Chi, played by Jamie Chung. And honestly, I'm not gonna blame Goku for getting all goo-goo-eyed over a female character from this franchise. One of the biggest moments for me in Dragon Ball Z was when Dr. Gero battles the Z-Fighters, especially when Goku suffers from a minor sickness warned by Vegeta's future son, Trunks. As the fighters chase Gero into his lair, it turns out he's actually the keeper of a greater power.
Now let's rouse your sister.
What could be so important that he has to keep in that tank?
Oh, it's 2 out of 3. We're in the black.
And that was the day when a boy became a man. Stay down, damn it!
My Dragon Balls! Ah!
Yes, Android 18, the cybernetic organism that grasped my heart after Sailor Moon ran its course. When she first appeared on the screen, I was hooked on this character, and not just the fact that she's an attractive piece of animation, but the fact that she was an elegant and wild style character. A person who was free-spirited with no boundaries, and any that didn't meant a kick that would break an arm. She was a badass rebel to the finest, and I just loved her for that. Even though she started out as a villain like Piccolo and Vegeta were, she eventually redeemed herself and became one of the best characters in the series.
But it's funny how we ended up meeting in the first place.
Ladies and gentlemen, the final round starts now! This is an interesting matchup! These contestants are the best of the best, the strongest fighters in the universe! Which one will come out the winner?
I'm eager to start this fight. You mask your powers well.
Are you just gonna stand there, or are we gonna fight? 'Cause I won't hold back after what you did.
I'm surprised. Your programming is far greater for which of less I know. I know who you are, Lazuli.
You know my real name?
I know all things. I know that you are not of whom I know as Lazuli. For I knew her since I was a boy.
Well then, you should know I was reprogrammed at some point. So it's hard to tell if I remember anything of you. But it doesn't matter. I'm still gonna make you pay! Who are you?
You will find out soon enough.
You weren't this weak when you were fighting Goku. Why are you holding back now? What do you want?
Your data! I'm impressed that you fight with determination for those you love. I do the same. I like that.
It's my vengeance for my friends that keep me going. I'm impressed that you're letting me use everything I got. At this rate, any other individual would be dead by now. Huh?
Incredible! Anonymous fell out of the ring! Contestant number 18 is the victor!
Hey! What the hell? Why are you just giving up?
Give this medicine to Goku and Krillin. He'll heal them fast.
But why did you...
All will be explained in time. Besides, you deserve that prize money more than anybody. Later, ma'am.
With a bittersweet end to the Celebration Tournament, it seems Android 18 is victorious once again. But at the cost of Goku and his friends, the real question remains. Who is this masked warrior who has chosen 18 as his target? The answers and more will be revealed next time on BigJackFilms Reviews.
Hey guys, Jack here! On part 2 of the BigJackFilms Reviews 100th episode, I still got my work cut out for me reviewing this piece of Shenron shit. But that's not all, as the backstory continues with Android 18 out for round 2. And it looks like I got my hands full this time around. But all the secrets will be revealed on the next exciting chapter of the BigJackFilms Reviews!